Cabin crew, 3 seconds to touchdown. A 300-ton behemoth rockets toward the runway at full speed. The aircraft slams into the asphalt, struts bend, and the rubber instantly heats to a scorching 250 degrees Celsius. Yet instead of a deafening explosion, the wheels puff out a cloud of smoke and keep turning. In that split second, all the impact force is borne by the landing gear and its tires. Those components carry the weight of a multi-ton machine and keep it from skidding off the strip. For decades, the world's leading engineers have been fine-tuning the secret rubber compound that makes this possible. One tiny mistake could turn a wheel into a bomb and destroy the whole plane. That invisible safety technology is working flawlessly in every airport today, completing millions of successful landings each year. In this video, we'll pull apart the aviation landing gear and uncover the tricks that let ordinary-looking wheels survive what feels like a cosmic impact. The moment a stationary aircraft tire touches the runway, it has to do the impossible. In just 1/10 of a second, a slab of black rubber must accelerate from 0 to a ferocious 250 km per hour. A car tire at that instant would simply melt into a cloud of black smoke. So why do aircraft tires handle that monstrous surge? At the very first instant of contact, the wheel isn't rotating at all. The massive aircraft drops onto the concrete and the rubber freezes for a heartbeat. Then the extreme phase begins. The landing gear slides across the hard surface, grinding away the top layer of tread. That's when a grey plume of burning material erupts from the sidewalls, and the cockpit fills with a characteristic roar. Pilots feel a hard yank on the yoke. Passengers feel a sharp jolt, yet the tire never bursts. To see the true limits of strength, recall the 2005 incident over Los Angeles. Right after takeoff, the system flagged a failure. The nose gear jammed, and its wheels swiveled a full 90 degrees sideways. The plane circled for 3 hours, millions watching the drama live. Landing became a nightmare because the gear would have struck the runway side on. How do you stop a flying machine in that situation? The pilots kept the nose lifted as long as they could. When the front gear finally hit the concrete, the wheels were stuck sideways at over 200 km per hour. Friction heated the material instantly. A torrent of concrete poured up the belly of the jet, yet the tires held. They didn't shatter or rip the aircraft apart. The rubber simply wore away, layer by layer, absorbing the monstrous energy. The strut survived, though the brake discs were worn down to half their thickness. The aircraft came to a stop, and no one was injured. That accident proved just how much safety margin is built into the design. Even with a gentle landing, friction still generates heat. The opposite concrete surface compresses the tread to critical temperatures. Basic physics says that such heat forces the internal gas to expand to its limit. The wheel should burst with terrifying force right under the cabin floor. A flash seems inevitable, but it never happens. Why do flights end safely? Another hidden danger lies inside the tire, not outside. In the past, this internal enemy has destroyed aircraft while they were still in the air. What exactly is pumped into the rim? Ordinary air, the kind we fill car tires with, is strictly forbidden in civil aviation. A ground crew error could turn a jumbo's wheel into a source of massive destruction. Why does common oxygen become so hazardous at altitude? The answer lies in the laws of physics and chemistry that work against us under peak loads. Designers didn't grasp the scale of this hidden threat until a tragic accident in Mexico. On March 31, 1986, a Boeing 727 of Mexicana, carrying 159 passengers and 8 crew, was preparing for a routine flight. The plane was fine, but in the hangar, a technician filled a landing gear tire with regular air instead of pure nitrogen. The aircraft lifted off easily, climbing to cruising altitude. The crew, unaware, was already carrying a silent, destructive mechanism inside the wheel. As the plane accelerated down the runway, the brake discs heated up from friction. When the struts retracted, the scorching metal was trapped in a sealed space. The scorching heat quickly transferred to the rubber shell. Ordinary oxygen inside the tire, under enormous pressure, reacted chemically with the hot rubber vapors. Inside the tire, a hidden smolder began, invisible to instruments. Gas pressure rose every second. 15 minutes after takeoff, at 9,400 meters altitude, the wheel burst. A massive bang tore through the gear bay. Steel cords ripped hydraulic lines, cutting power. Shrapnel pierced the fuel tank wall. In the cockpit, navigation instruments faded. The yoke became unresponsive. The aircraft lost control completely and couldn't finish the flight. Investigators traced the disaster to the oxygen. International regulations were rewritten. Filling aviation tires with air was banned worldwide. Since then, all civil aircraft use pure nitrogen. Nitrogen remains stable under heat, keeping flights safe. But what happens if a heavy jet must perform an emergency stop at full speed? Even pure nitrogen heats up to its limit, turning the tire into a hidden threat. How did engineers teach wheels to save themselves from destruction during extreme braking? The secret lies in a tiny sacrificial component built into the rim. When brakes overheat, the temperature spikes past 1,000 degrees Celsius. It looks as if the tire will ignite and explode, threatening the wing and fuel tanks. Yet specialists wait for a precise moment. To understand, travel to a secret test on the largest passenger aircraft. Spring 2006. At the Istria test site in France, engineers conducted the most severe landing gear test ever. They took a fully loaded Airbus A380, a two-deck giant weighing 575 tons, and performed an aborted takeoff at maximum weight. The pilot pushed the engines to full thrust. The aircraft surged forward, speed climbing past 100, 200, and approaching 300 kilometers per hour. The runway seemed to melt beneath it. Then, a command for an emergency stop was called. Thrust was cut, brakes slammed. Carbon discs inside the wheels clamped the rotors like iron fists. Sparks erupted, thick smoke swirled around the fuselage, and the plane froze in midair. After the stop, the most dangerous phase began. Heat from the discs poured outward, straight into the tire. Temperature surged beyond 1,000 degrees Celsius. Ordinary tires would have detonated, yet the aircraft's tires survived, thanks to a minuscule detail: meltable plugs. Inside each disc are fuses and plugs made from a metal that loses strength at a precisely defined temperature. When the heat reaches that threshold, the metal liquefies. Holes open in the rim, and the pressurized nitrogen vents through them with a hissing sigh. The tire deflates safely over a few dozen seconds. Fire crews stand by, but the procedure forbids them from dousing the gear with water. Rapid cooling would cause a thermal shock, potentially shattering the discs and damaging the structure. The built-in safety releases the threat automatically. The automation works perfectly on dry concrete. What if the jet must brake on a rain-slick runway, where a thin water film separates rubber from pavement? Grip disappears. The aircraft becomes an uncontrolled beast. What trick keeps pilots from losing the plane on a wet strip? On a wet runway, pilots lose control, brakes become useless, and stopping distance multiplies. The aircraft can surge forward like a massive sled. To see the solution, recall the September 23, 1999 incident in Bangkok. A huge Boeing 747 attempted to land during a tropical storm. The crew aligned the giant with the concrete runway, but when they deployed the brakes, nothing happened. The plane slid forward on a sheet of water, the yoke and pedals offering no response. A phenomenon called hydroglassing took hold. At high speed, water could not escape from beneath the wheels, forming a dense water wedge. The tires lifted off the surface, essentially flying over the runway. The 747 surged far beyond the safe zone, tearing through barriers, plowing the nose into the ground, and finally stopping only in a drainage ditch. Passengers were shaken, but no one was seriously hurt. The accident forced the aviation world to rethink wet runway safety. Even before that, NASA engineers ran daring experiments on flooded test tracks. They accelerated rocket-propelled platforms across water-covered runways, instrumented with sensors. Physicists proved that at high speed, a smooth wheel cannot push water out of the way. It rides on top of it. The solution turned out to be elegantly simple. Look closely at the tread pattern of any aircraft tire. You won't see the intricate sipes of a winter car tire. Instead, there are straight, longitudinal grooves. Under the colossal weight of a jet, these channels squeeze water out of the contact patch in fractions of a second. Modern airports also add transverse cuts to the runway surface itself, giving water immediate pathways to drain away. The rubber therefore retains firm grip even in the heaviest downpour. This unique tread design restored controllability on wet runways. But deep grooves won't help if the wheel bursts from a vertical impact during touchdown. The rubber only absorbs the first impact. The bulk of kinetic energy is taken up by a hidden mechanism, a secret principle inside the steel hub. What happens inside the steel backbone of the landing gear in that critical second of landing? A hidden downward airflow can turn a normal landing into a crushing blow. A multi-ton passenger jet slams down with enormous vertical speed. The force could shatter even the toughest steel structures. Yet passengers feel only a deep, uncomfortable jolt. Why doesn't the giant winged machine split apart from the extreme ground impact? The most destructive force is captured by the landing gear's shock-absorbing strut. This massive unit works like the barrel of an artillery gun. If ordinary metal springs were inside, the aircraft would bounce back up like a ball, leading to loss of control. Engineers made the metal itself absorb the terrifying inertia. To illustrate, consider the documented case of June 20th.
A Boeing 767 of All Nippon Airways, Flight 956, was landing in Tokyo. In the final seconds before touchdown, a sudden wind gust slammed the plane into the runway. The impact was so fierce that the rear fuselage behind the cockpit buckled into large folds. The earth seemed ready to pierce the aircraft's belly, but in that same millisecond, the landing gear's unique hydropneumatic system sprang into action. Pressurized hydraulic oil surged through tiny valve holes in the strut, instantly dissipating the colossal inertia as heat. Simultaneously, a compressed nitrogen chamber in the upper part of the strut acted like a giant airbag, preventing the strut from folding to its limit. The struts withstood the massive overload. The metal spine didn't snap. The attachment points didn't tear from the wings, and the fuel tanks stayed sealed. The battered aircraft stopped safely on the runway, and none of the 141 people aboard were harmed. Engineering brilliance saved lives in a fraction of a second. Designers have pushed the strength of struts to an ideal, but that safety carries a dark side. Every hard landing leaves a treacherous physical trace on the runway, threatening all subsequent flights. On the tarmac, a hidden battle with an invisible residue rages. Each landing of a heavy passenger jet burns off up to 1.5 kilograms of high-quality rubber. That evaporated material doesn't vanish. It adheres to the concrete's porous surface, seeping deep into cracks. Over time, a dense, mirror-smooth layer builds up. The runway turns into a hidden trap. If this carbon-rich coating isn't removed, the next multi-ton aircraft can slide straight off the safe zone. Official transport reports show that the world's busiest airports see up to 20 tons of burnt rubber deposited on the pavement each year. When a heavy rain arrives, this layer instantly becomes a slick film, physically identical to icy winter roads. Brakes lose all effectiveness, and massive aircraft begin to glide uncontrollably forward. That's why each night, a special convoy of powerful machines heads out to hunt the black film.
Ground crews have only 3 or 4 hours between flights to cleanse the runway. High-pressure water jets delivering forces of 2,700 bar, enough to cut through thick steel rails, spray the surface. The streams strip away the embedded rubber, leaving the pavement pristine. While the outside world battles for traction, inside the hangars, technicians perform a silent, round-the-clock inspection. Removed wheels roll onto specialized test rigs. Here, ordinary visual checks are useless. Laser scanners and ultrasonic detectors probe the multi-layered structure from the inside out, hunting microscopic damage and invisible cracks in the nylon base.
If even a single fiber is broken, the tire is retired immediately. The seemingly simple black mirror on the runway is actually a complex system where cutting-edge physics, material chemistry, and precise engineering intersect. Every gentle touch of Earth that passengers applaud is backed by the colossal effort of hundreds of ground service specialists. Their work keeps millions of travelers feeling absolutely safe, knowing that in the most critical landing moment, finely tuned machinery will perform flawlessly. So next time you hear that thud as the plane kisses the runway, remember the hidden world beneath the wheels. The ultra-high-strength rubber, the nitrogen-filled chambers, the meltable plugs, the hydro-pneumatic shock absorbers, the specialized tread grooves, and the nightly battles against a slick carbon film. All of it works together to keep the giant metal bird firmly on the ground. If you enjoyed diving into the mechanics that keep aircraft tires from exploding, drop a comment below with your thoughts. Give this video a like and share it with anyone who loves the hidden engineering wonders of flight. More fascinating stories are on the way.